Yeehaw.
Anyways, hey man.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of Loab?
Is that what flat earthers call the globe? Globe? Do you mean the lobe?
Why? Because it's lower?
Because you take the G off it. There's no G forces on the flat earth.
Yeah. That's right. Because everybody knows G's are round like a circle.
That's, yeah. Heck yeah, dude. That's right.
My earth doesn't have a little tail on it.
Ew, okay. Keep going. Let's hear what else you got to say. All right, so
Saturn's got the rings. Earth has this weird little tail. That's why they don't let you go to Antarctica.
This is terrible.
You'll see the Earth's tail.
All right. So
Loab might also be called Loab.
Is that a band?
Honestly, maybe.
Sounds like it would be.
Could also be. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to pronounce this. Loab sounds right to me.
Okay. How's it spelled? Loab?
Loab, yeah. I've seen other people like pronounce it Loab, and I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
That feels wrong.
Yeah.
It's Loab.
Okay.
So Loab, let me tell you the history.
Sure.
In April.
When was Loab born?
April 2022. She's young.
She's young. Okay.
I mean, young as a construct, but in reality, she's older. Loab is so here. There's a. Let's start it from here.
Sure.
In April this year, there was a
last year.
Already, you're right. Oh, jeez. In April last year, there was a Twitter user named Super Composite, who's like a musician and an artist from, I think, the UK. And I think artist is a strong term for.
Is this a conspiracy theory?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I would go as far to say conspiracy theory, but there are people who have hoo-ha ideas about this.
Okay.
What are you looking at me like that for?
I just think that if you're like, okay, so our main source is Super Composite. Now, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Is this an alien thing? Super Composite?
No, it's not an alien. I mean, it could be, but it's not.
Okay.
So he was using an AI text to image generator.
So like the reverse of, okay, not the reverse. Text to image.
Yeah, so you type in something and it makes the image.
Yes.
And he was using one of these, and he was trying to get it to make an image of Marlon Brando. You know who that is?
Yeah.
The
plays for the Dolphins.
What?
What? I don't know. I was trying to.
What is that? What do you?
I know who Marlon Brando is.
Do you though?
Yeah, I'm an art person.
Who is Marlon Brando?
He's an actor.
Yeah, you're right.
Famous for probably Streetcar Named Desire. But there's many other productions that he's a part of.
He's a man-dime actor from the past.
From the past.
I'll show a picture of him for the people who are listening.
All right. You already know that it's not going to be a good picture.
Do you want to see a picture of a dead guy?
Sure.
He's not dead in this picture yet. Oh. I'm sure he's dead by now, though. I'm just assuming. I don't know. Is Marlon Brando still alive?
was a handsome guy.
Yeah, he's a man-dime.
What?
A man-dime.
Okay.
A man-dime from the past, an actor. Yeah, he died in 2004. Famous for a lot of things like the Superman movie in the 70s.
Yeah.
Streetcar Named Desire, you're right. Apocalypse Now.
I know I'm
The
right.
Godfather. The Godfather Part 2. Anyways, so this guy, he was like, I want this AI to make me a picture of Marlon Brando. Because he couldn't find him on Google. And so he was like, make me a picture of Marlon Brando. And it was doing it, whatever, right? And then he was like, well, I wonder what would happen. When you're using these AI image generators, you can do what's called like a negative prompt. And what?
A negative prompt?
Yeah. So it's like if you want make Marlon Brando sad.
Show me poor Marlon Brando.
I want to see him, but make him sad. It's so what a negative prompt is a lot of people, including Super Composite from his tweet about this, think that what a negative weighted.
This is like the same way as if you referred to me as Subway King, by the way. I hate the idea of referring to people as their usernames, including Super Composite, and so, I mean, this is a very scientific, real topic we're talking about, and Super Composite is our main source. Super Composite and Subway King got together along with Tiger Tech, and they...
Yeah, it's what we got for this story, okay? It's huge news. This has been in the Wall Street Journal. This has been in CNN.
Okay.
This has been on Twitter.
Okay.
It's all the biggest news sources, okay? But Super Composite, what most people think, including Super Composite...
Soup Comp,
is that a negative weighted prompt for AI will generate the opposite of whatever you're prompting. So if you negative weight a prompt with Marlon Brando, it's going to give you the opposite of Marlon Brando. That's not true.
Oh, okay.
That's what people think, but it's not true. What it'll find, basically the algorithm will take something that is, it has opposites too strong of a word, different attributes than that thing. So like if you had a blue sky and you negative weighted it, it's not going to give you a red sky. It's going to throw you just something that's not a blue sky, if that makes sense. So it could be a picture of a cat because it's not a blue sky.
Well, technically it's not blue. Okay.
Yeah, so it's something that it is not. But a lot of people think it's the opposite. And so he was trying to figure out what's the opposite of Marlon Brando? Normal things to just be curious about.
Sure. When you're 48 and you live in the middle of Indiana, it's like, what else you guys do with your time? Let's figure out what the opposite of Marlon Brando is.
Yeah, exactly. And so
when you're late 20s and you live in Kansas City, what else you got to do with your time than make a podcast about a guy?
We're not in our mid-20s, man.
I said late 20s.
You said mid.
Oh, well, I'm not. You're not in your mid-20s.
So he did this negative weight. He was like, give me the opposite of what he thought was the opposite of Marlon Brando.
You're not in your mid-20s because you've decided that you guys are 37 years old. You say stuff like, I spent a lot of money on landscaping last week. And that's a stupid, dumb thing to say.
It's because that's what I did.
That's what I did. Yeah, it's stupid and dumb. That's what old people say.
It's what homeowners say. Okay, so he did this prompt with Marlon Brando, trying to figure out what the opposite was, and this is what he got from the AI. It's it looks kind of like a logo for a imaginary company that might be called Digita Pintix. It's almost like it's on a cookie. I can't tell. Yeah. Or like a fuzzy cookie. I don't know. There's also some like weird text behind it, and so it's like a picture of a city skyline. On like a white wrapped background, and it almost looks like it's a glazed cookie, but it looks like a logo that says Digita Pintix on it. It's not.
Yeah, that was Pentatonic's first name.
Yeah, no one could say it, so
they were like, "Oh, dang it!"
Yeah, and so it's just this logo.
Okay.
And he was like, "Well, I wonder what the opposite of this is."
That's definitely not Marlon Brando.
He said, "I wonder if I do the opposite of this, negative weight this, if it'll take me back to Marlon Brando." It didn't, and that's where this whole story began, because it gave him a picture of this woman that he has named Loab, which there's a reason for that name. At first, when I was reading through his thread, I was like, "Why did you name this Loab? What a weird
creepy
freaking
looking
thing." A little bit.
Oh, dang it!
So this is Loab.
I didn't want to look at that. Oh,
it's not that scary.
It's pretty scary.
So it's a woman who has a pretty disfigured face. It just looks like she honestly got a very, very bad sunburn, and she's in the peeling phase.
That looks pretty scary to me. She's also got lizard eyes.
Yeah, she does have lizard eyes. And then
she looks like you parked in her spot. She's mad, dude.
Her lips are pretty chapped. And then he describes her as having rosacea. Which is like a condition where your face and your nose gets really red. Either from pimples or just like blood vessels. And then, her eyes are definitely pretty messed up.
I don't like the idea of putting something into AI and this thing pops out. I don't like it. Can you get that off the screen, please?
Yeah, I can take it off the screen.
Thank you.
So then, this happened in April. He didn't think much of it. He's like, that's a weird picture.
That was scary.
Yeah, that was a scary, weird picture is what he said. And he's like, that's the end of the story.
But what's the opposite of Loab?
Marlon Brando. I actually gave him a picture of Marlon Brando. And so for him, this was kind of, he thought the end of the story. He thought that he wasn't going to see Loab anymore. He didn't even name her yet at this point.
And then he woke up in the middle of the night one night and in the corner of his room. That's what I'm saying. That thing was creepy as heck.
Yeah, it was pretty creepy.
Alex, that was scary, right? Okay.
Yeah, Alex couldn't even be
doesn't even have a microphone anymore, so he had to go back to
it.
Okay.
Where's your microphone?
I don't know.
He can't respond.
He goes Where did your microphone go? Who's got your microphone? Who's got your microphone?
Yeah, we actually asked him to tie a bunch of knots this morning and he couldn't, so we took his microphone away.
That's true.
We're like, I'm not proud of my
That's true. I texted
anymore.
him at 6 a.m. I said, you better come with some good knots. Dude, I bet his garlic knots are great, though.
You're not getting a mic.
That was a stretch, but okay.
So was garlic knots.
Garlic knots was funny is what it was.
Garlic knots. No.
So
Eagle Scouts don't make garlic knots.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to try out this new pizza place because the guy was an Eagle Scout, so you know. Garlic knots are fire.
You see how it's funny now.
Well, it is if you take it further.
Well, it is if it's funny.
It is if you make it funny.
So Loab haunts him at night.
Yeah, so he then was like, I wonder about this Loab girl. Like,
was he like, I mean, I haven't been on a date in a while. You know, he can't stop thinking about her. He's like, she's so pretty. If you Googled her, don't do it at night, by the way. She doesn't look, she's creepy looking.
Yeah, honestly, honestly don't. Because
she's creepy looking.
Creepy. Do it
but
if
you take a glance,
at dawn.
If you take a glance at dawn, first thing in the morning.
Start your day
Start the day with Loab.
So then he kind of went down a journey. He took this prompt and he started trying to see how far he could go.
Okay.
And what was interesting is she just kept showing up. No matter how he changed the prompt, this woman kept appearing in the prompts.
In different ways, or is it that?
Yeah, so here's another picture a little further down. Here's actually two other ones.
I don't like this.
And so this is the way.
This is not a fun topic, and I'm not going to look at the screen anymore.
This is the way he came up with the name Loab because this one says Loab in the top right corner. It looks like it says Loab Reban. So maybe that's her full name.
I don't like this at all, to be honest.
Honestly, these ones, she doesn't look anywhere near as bad as the other one.
She looks terrible. She looks like a WWE wrestler in the left one. She looks like like one of those that doesn't know when to retire. You know what I'm talking about? I don't like this one at all. This topic sucks.
So he basically kept trying to give other prompts to this Marlon Brando thing, the Pintix or whatever.
And this creepy girl
and she just kept showing up.
In what other pictures we got?
I'm not going to show any of the other pictures because they just keep getting worse.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm already going to have nightmares. At this point, that's what I think. At this point, I'm already too far in, you know?
At this point,
who cares? Let's ruin my day, you know? Why not?
Who cares? We're already here.
They keep getting worse. What does that mean?
Yeah, so...
They get scarier?
Yeah, here, I'll show you this one. This one is... this one's rough, but it's probably... I'm going
to look at Alex's reaction first. And then I'm going to look.
This one's rough, but it's not... there's worse. I didn't prepare for this, so I have to go download some pictures.
Okay.
Here's a slightly worse one. This one feels like if...
No. I didn't even see it. Honestly, I saw the doll and I was like, nah, that's okay. Alex had too good of a poker face and I hate that about him. Because I was watching his reaction and he was like, And I was like, well, let's see what this thing is. I don't even...
This one's like if
golly, dude, I literally am not looking right now.
Honestly, no. This one's like, remember the Santa Claus claymation movies?
I hate this so much. Oh,
no. You remember those? Remember the Santa Claus claymation movies? This is like if the same company made a movie about Loab.
Can
That's
you get
what
it
this
off
one
the
looks
screen,
like.
please?
You wanted to see this. You asked for the worst one. You want me?
That's the worst one?
That's not the worst one. You want more?
Where's the worst one? I don't think I want to do this, actually. Okay, let's just cut this whole thing off.
You done?
Yeah.
You don't want to see anymore?
Stop.
I tried not to show you more of these. Hey, thanks for checking out Things Other Than Last Night. If you're enjoying this, we have a ton of episodes. We've been doing this for a few years now, so make sure you go back, check them out. My current favorite is Elmer McCurdy. It's a story about a guy who was born in 1890, died in 1910, and was buried in 1976, which is just weird. The story is absolutely bonkers. I don't want to give too much away, but it was a super fun one. We loved it. Make sure you check that one out. But again, thanks for checking out Things Other Than Last Night.
I hate that the ones you showed me weren't the worst ones.
Yeah, of course I'm not going to show you the worst ones.
So basically, a female kept showing up, but that's not distinguishable. That it's the same female.
It's pretty similar. Okay. I mean, she always has those red cheeks. She's always got terrifying eyes. Similar hair color.
The eyebrows are definitely the same structure.
Yeah.
What is she
similar
holding
framing.
That in this left one, or what is that?
I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. But yeah, it's definitely like a weird, like
and a
horse
flat
doll.
line mouth.
Yeah, and her mouth is very flat. So
Loab kept showing up.
Yeah, he kept taking this further, and then he said, "Well, I wonder if I could get away from her." And so what he did is he fed the AI the first image of Loab, and then started negative weighting that to try to go the opposite direction and get away and try to find something, I don't know, happy and joyful, right? And giving different prompts.
Sure.
Like pizza or, I don't know, Nolan Bushnell. I don't know. Just random things that were interesting to try to get away.
She kept coming back.
She kept showing up in the images. And
Marlon Brando never showed up.
No. He was not a part of it. And what was strange about it is, for some reason, and this does not happen normally with these AI image generators, but for some reason, these images came back very gory, and they kept getting gorier and gorier. The further he tried to get away from Loab, she kept being in the images and kept, like, things would get gorier and gorier.
What do you mean gorier and gorier?
Like severed body parts and blood and
really?
like organs, like
really
outside the body. Like, yeah. And like children would be in the image, like other people that were just severely dismembered and disfigured. And she was always there. So strange. No matter
Why is this something you were like, you know what we should do on like a Thursday afternoon?
Actually, I'll tell you exactly why. Because 3 days ago, I called you and we talked about another podcast that we both listened to, and you asked it, and I was like, yeah, that Loab thing was crazy. And you were like, oh, I haven't heard it yet. And I was like, yeah, it was wild. And you're like, you should do an episode on it. I was like, well, don't listen to it. I'll do an episode on it. So this was actually your idea.
Don't gaslight me like that. Don't gaslight me. I'm like, actually, you wanted this. Actually, you specifically asked for this. Don't, dude. You knew what it was at that point. I didn't know what it was. You know.
I will say that podcast made it sound scarier than it is. Now that I understand it. Now I'm going to bring some understanding to you, and we'll make it a little less scary.
Actually, let's not.
Yeah, before we do, let me make it scarier.
Yeah, actually, one of those. It's crazy that they put her in a Chuck E. Cheese.
She's just in them. Yeah, she actually possessed all the other robots, locked all the doors, and we haven't heard from anybody inside that building ever since. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
No, so obviously the internet latched onto this.
Sure.
They were excited and terrified at the same time. And people started trying to get Loab, like create Loab on their own.
Okay.
And so they would do prompts to try to, and so the internet just got flooded with these images of this girl being generated in this AI generator over and over again through different
Girl
means.
is a scarier term than it is for audio listeners. It's definitely a woman. It's definitely
she's let me paint the picture if you're listening. I don't know if we've done that. She's probably like a 50-something-year-old woman with very stringy brown hair.
Girl is a scarier image to me. Just
Yeah, and her eyes look mostly gouged out in most of them. Sometimes they look like there's eyes there, but they're messed up. And then she's got like really red cheeks,
She's a
rosy
really
red
flat
cheeks.
mouth.
Yeah, very rosy red nose. And she's like centered in the frame and looks pretty.
Big burly white beard, you know, and big red suit. And riding a sleigh. You start going this rosy red cheeks and a bright red nose. Okay. So anyway.
With a corn cob pipe and a button nose. Watch out,
and 2 eyes gorged out by the. Oh no. Oh,
that was Frosty the Snowman.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. You can't escape Loab no matter how much you try.
I love
the
that.
The AI sees you when you're sleeping. The AI knows when you're awake. It's terrifying. All right, make it better, dude. Help me sleep at night.
I can't. So the internet got crazy with this. They started making more and more Loabs and putting those images out into the internet verse. Are
they feeding the image of that woman into the AI?
Yes and no. Some of them are.
Okay.
And some of them are these reverse searches like what originally generated her. Cool. So she is happening on her own, but she's also happening from images fed from her.
Okay.
And so obviously this sparked a two-sided thing. One, like a kind of like a creepypasta of people being like, you look at me like you don't know what that is.
I don't.
Oh.
It just sounds like a Halloween-themed macaroni place. Ooh, the creepypasta. Yes. Oh, our Velveeta vampire. You're like, what?
We talked about this in like, I think it was our 8th episode. Maybe a 4th episode.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Number 8. What are you talking about?
A creepypasta was a website. It was a blog. And that was where Slender Man came from.
Oh, okay.
Creepypasta has become kind of a general term for like internet scary stories.
Sure.
That are probably not real.
Probably.
Yeah. But we know if you listen to our episode of Slender Man that it's real and we've had
very
some encounters.
Real. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that we tamed Slender Man and made him our audio engineer. You know what I'm talking about? We got him. Found him in the woods.
We said, hey, can you hear this? All right, you're our audio guy. Hey, quick question. How many decibels was that?
Yeah.
You're hired.
Great.
No,
I like Alex not having a mic. You know what I'm talking about? He can't defend himself. He can't even jump in. We can say...
just losing his mind. He's storming out.
Stop making fun of me. Sit down. Let's keep recording.
So Loab became kind of a creepypasta.
Yeah.
And like this backstory was made about her and all this stuff. But then Loab became, oh my God.
What?
I ate so much. Oh my
I was just trying to get comfortable. What?
Literally, I know exactly why you did this too. Because today, the Tillin fan page posted this picture.
Of what?
And you saw this and you said, oh, that's be funny if I do it again in our shoot today.
I literally don't check that fan page.
Oh my God. I know
We
for
have a fan
fact.
page?
Yes.
I blocked them.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that pop up, but I thought it was you. I was like, oh, look at that stupid account
No,
Tim
they
made.
tagged you in it, so I know you saw it.
No, I don't see that
Yeah,
stuff.
you saw it. This is too much of a coincidence for you to do this in the same episode.
First of all, people tag me and stuff. I don't see that stuff at all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're the worst. This was too much of a coincidence for you to tell me you didn't see that and think, oh,
Today?
I'm doing this again.
Legitimately not today.
Yeah,
Just so
you
you know.
100% saw that and said, I'm doing this again. I don't believe you.
Okay.
I don't buy it. Ugh, it makes me so mad.
Audio listeners have no idea what happened.
Jared put his feet up on the table again and blocked my camera because he thinks it's funny. Yeah,
Okay,
whatever.
well, that was a really poor way to explain what happened. It was funnier when you could have seen it.
I hope Preacher Sneakers takes a screenshot of those shoes.
Of my New Balances? Heck yeah, dude. Let's see our shoes right now. What shoes are you wearing?
I'm actually wearing the Preacher Sneakiest shoes I own.
That's what those are way better than mine. The preachiest, sneakiest shoes I own. They were a gift. They were a gift.
These were a gift, actually.
For what, a speaking engagement?
No,
Do you clean your shoes? Do you have shoe cleaner?
No, I don't. These are brand new shoes. This is the first time I've worn
I don't
these.
like who I've become because I definitely have a shoe cleaning kit.
I wish I cleaned my shoes. I want to start. Bree waterproofs her shoes, and I want to waterproof these because these are nice.
I got the spray.
This is the first time I've owned a pair of shoes where I'm like, these are nice. I want to keep them looking nice. I normally wear Vans.
Pull them back up again. Those are your nice shoes?
Yeah, this is the first pair of shoes that I had that are like cool. Because normally I wear Vans or Chuck Taylors, and I'm just like, I'll beat them up, and they'll be cooler when they're beat up. I noticed. Let me give you the honest truth. I'll be
candid.
Yeah, no, that's not the right word. I'll be vulnerable with you.
Great.
I got a pair of shoes like this recently, and I really liked them, and I couldn't figure out why I liked them. And I realized the reason for it is these give me like an extra 1.5 inches of height. Vans are just flat. These, I mean, they give me a bit. They're gracious to me.
You make you feel taller.
They do. They make me feel powerful.
Yeah, you get on more roller coasters.
Yeah.
These are my theme park shoes. They're freaking platform, bro.
Sorry, could you take your shoes off before you measure?
Yeah.
We're a little suspicious.
No.
No, I just got thick soles.
These are glued to my feet.
These are my feet. I have
I don't have any feet.
I don't have any feet.
Only thanks to a generous Nebraskan billionaire do I have shoes to wear on my nubby legs. So, excuse you, sir. The privileged. This is where I put my foot down. And I stand toe to toe. These are bad jokes. I'm so exhausted today, dude. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice.
Yeah, you're good.
I woke up yesterday was a nightmare of a day.
You woke up in a different state.
Oh, it's all the time. Yeah, that's how it works. That's
yeah, but we don't normally shoot a day of a travel for you.
I mean,
we usually let you take
We've
a
done
nap
it quite
before.
a bit. Yeah, I've been traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, yeah. So Loab. So there was the creepypastas.
She was my flight attendant today. That's why this is creepy. I was like, whoa.
Whoa, she looks familiar.
And I'll be honest, the whole flight, I was like, you do not look like a real person. I was like, you look terrible. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
You ever seen somebody out in public and you're like, whoa.
You're like,
I hope something happened to you.
Yeah. She, Southwest just been flying a lot lately. Like a lot of overtime for them.
Yeah, it really takes a toll. Jeez. So it becomes its own little ghost story.
Yeah. But then there's the flip side of that there is this, I don't even know if it's 100% just a religious community, but there's a community of people who think there's like a ghost in the machine, like it's like haunted or something. Because it is.
What?
It is. The further down this line you go, this woman shows up and it's always gruesome. There's always people around her dying in pretty gruesome ways, and she's there. And so there was.
I don't want them in the episode, but I do want to see some of those images.
Yeah, I don't think we can put them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I think we would get demonetized. That's how violent they are.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, they're really bad.
If you're a weird person, you can look them up later. If you're a gross little sicko.
I mean, let's be honest. Most of these people are gonna look them up. Not that I'm calling you all gross little sickos, but
let's be honest. Let's break down what Tim just said about our listeners. Let's be honest. Cut to my camera, Alex. Let's be honest. And he referred to you as these people. I want you to just listen back for a second. Hear how casual that rolled off of Tim's tongue. Just let's be honest. These people are sickos. Dude. Anyway, can you cut to the Patreon ad real quick?
Hey, thanks again for being here for this episode. If you want to help us make more of these, we have a Patreon that you can support us on. We don't make money from this personally. All the money from Patreon goes straight back into our show, helps us to create better episodes, get our better production quality. But more than anything, we're just so glad that you're here. So thank you so much for supporting our show. And if you want early access and be part of our Discord, please consider supporting us on Patreon. But other than that, we just want to say thanks again.
If I was listening to a podcast, it doesn't matter what it was. If they said that you could look up pictures of it online, I'm like, I want to go see it.
Yeah.
That's all I meant by that.
Okay.
So this community has started to put like a significance on this.
Sure.
As if there's something legitimate happening here, whether it's like a spiritual thing
or like intentional injection into the AI.
Yeah, like the AI or the AI is doing this as like a warning, being like, we're going to take over. We're the robots and we're here to kill you all.
I like that the idea is AI. Either there's a ghost in the machine or the machine's trying to give us a heads up. They're like,
FYI,
hey,
we're
I might
kill
you. And it couldn't be just one of the programmers is a little twisted.
Yeah, that's another possibility, I guess.
I guess that's a stupid possibility. Most likely computer ghosts.
Most likely computer ghosts.
Probably.
But there's this group of people that's trying to figure out, why is this happening? Why is the AI giving us this scary looking girl over and over and over
Sure.
again? And in multiple different prompts and scenarios that shouldn't be connected. And why are they so gruesome? Because normally when you do these, like, faces are normally a little messed up in these image generators because they're just not good at them yet.
But they're usually not that similar.
Yeah, but yeah, they're usually...
Like it's clearly the same woman.
You usually, unless you're looking for someone who's like famous, like you actually, like they're going to have pictures of that person somewhere on record, it can't replicate with like accuracy over and over again. Okay. So it's weird that it's the same one and it's weird that it's so gory because that doesn't normally happen either.
Sure.
So it's just an all around very odd scenario, but there's an explanation for it. And so to get the
her name is J.K. Rowling, and whoever created the AI, big fan.
Yeah, her name's J.K. Rowling, and she casts a spell on the AI computer. Turns out all the mobs in the 90s were right.
Wow.
Or I guess they were early 2000s, but yeah, all the mobs were right. Should have listened to them. And now the AI is going to kill us all because of it.
J.K. Rowling's going to kill us all. I've always been suspicious of her.
Okay. So the way these things work, you remember when we did that episode
about
back in the old studio?
Which old studio? We now have two old studios.
The second old studio.
Okay. About I don't remember what the episode's called, but yes, artificial
synthetic media.
Synthetic media. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the one we talked about the influencer that's made up? No, that was here.
I don't know why we talked about that one actually. Now that I know we talked about synthetic
Michaela or
media.
whatever she is.
We talked synthetic media at your
What's the
other studio.
I Am Michaela? I was watching a show on HBO and they mentioned her.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He was like, "Yeah, she's one of my, who's your top selling client?" Well, I Am Michaela, but she's not real. It's like it was like an agent, like an LA agent who was like, "Yeah, but I only sell social media ads for her."
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know why we were talking about that one. That's interesting. I don't remember
either.
But I know synthetic media was at the other one.
Yes.
And a lot has changed since then. So at the time, what a lot of the AI would do when we did that episode, if they were going to make like a face of a person, they would go almost like cut and paste a bunch of different attributes together to create that.
Sure.
And then they would Photoshop it together essentially. Now, these are genuinely creating things from scratch. And the way they do that is these machines, they'll go and they will look at essentially like flashcards of thousands and thousands of images. So if it was going to learn how to do, I don't know, a brick on a brick wall, it would look at thousands of pictures of bricks, and it'd be like a flashcard that would be labeled brick. And so it would be learning, this is what a brick looks like.
Sure.
And then what it does is it will take that brick and it will make it noisy. Think like a Gaussian blur on like Photoshop, if you know.
Yeah.
I know you know, but if you're listening, if you know what that looks like.
I don't know.
Okay. But adding noise.
I don't know how to do Photoshop.
All of the pictures Jared posted
I'm
are
gonna be
real.
honest. Every time I like open Photoshop, I kind of black out, and then I just wake up and I go, "Whoa!" I go, "Wow, look at that."
Every time there's this woman in there. And
She stands over my shoulder and she guides my hand on the mouse and the keyboard and everything. It's pretty weird.
yeah, and I don't know why, but
I
every
call
time
her Cindy.
I say hello.
I go, "Hello, Cindy." I lobe you. And she goes, "Thank you." It's the only thing she can say.
And so what they do is
Thank you.
the machine noisifies the brick.
Sure.
And then what it tries to do is it tries to denoise back to the brick and learns every segment, like frame along that, what it looks like from noise, from like 100% noise where you can't discern at all what the brick looks like, to no noise at all where this is a brick.
Sure.
So then once it goes through this process, does this thousands and thousands of times, learns what a brick looks like, and learns as bricks get noisy versus unnoisy, what every path in that system looks like. Then when I go to try to make a brick, what it does is it starts with a noisy image. That's just 100% noise, nothing discernible in them. And then it reconfigures that noise slowly into that brick. So it's taking that process backwards from noise.
Okay.
And so it's just delivered a noisy image and says, okay, we can turn this noise into brick. And all of that comes from taking data of looking at all these different images over and over again.
Sure.
So
how do we kill her? You know, that's the real question. How do we get into the AI and stab her in the heart?
there's a Spy Kids movie coming out about that.
Oh my gosh, Spy Kids 4, Death of Loab.
The way she's created is there's an algorithm, like every computer system, that goes through and is sorting all this data to try to figure out what to deliver when certain prompts are put in. And because this was given a negative prompt, I mentioned at the beginning, everybody thinks that that's supposed to be the opposite of whatever you give, but it's just something that's not whatever you had. And so Loab is not that logo that was originally delivered.
Yeah.
And then as this guy started going down negative prompts, he started using this Loab woman as a reference photo more and more. And then when this went viral, more and more people started using that original Loab reference photo to create more Loab photos. So then the machine started learning what Loab looks like and learning that Loab is not a lot of these other things because they were doing so many negative prompts. It was starting to learn, Loab is not pretty much anything. And so whenever you're trying to do the opposite of something, Loab shows up because the machine that does this AI is now learning that Loab is not basically anything. So then she begins to show up because that's what the AI understands her as, is something whose characteristics are not most other things. So as more and more people have tried to go create Loab images, the machine has learned more and more about Loab and is now delivering her more regularly. Because
the machine goes, well, Loab is not a stop sign.
Yeah. And so then he delivers this Loab image. And
interesting.
There's a lot of variation because there has been so much of this where they use that image as a reference point and then they dilute it and change it a little bit.
Sure.
That Loab has the AI has a very rough understanding of what a Loab-like image is because it has been delivered to look so different. And it's likely so gory because those original images have her with those red cheeks. And so it's lashing on to that red color that looks a little distorted. And it's trying to find something else that looks like that. And it ends up finding gory images somewhere else in the internet and delivering those. So it really is a natural process of people trying to have recreated this and the machine just learning based on all the data it was given, what it was.
Okay.
So it's perfectly logical, especially because the majority of, as the early Loab images were fed the Loab image as a reference point.
Right.
So Loab probably isn't a ghost of the machine, but probably is the AI trying to warn us that it's going to kill us.
So let's kill her.
Yeah. So yeah.
We have to kill her first.
Yeah. Yeah. The only way we can do that is hack Loab's email. Blackmail her.
What's her email? Loab@hotmail.com.
I think she would be an
So
AOL.
you're saying that Loab is just enough people have put into the AI negative Loab. And so now the AI goes, well, Loab is nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if I would
So
go as
if I
far
were to
as,
put in like negative train, the AI goes, well, Loab isn't train.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how
Essentially.
primitive the AI is? Loab, no train.
Kinda. I mean, I think that's the thing that's important about AI and machine learning right now. There's a lot of people out there that are acting like robots are about to kill us all. They're not. They might kill our kids, but we're fine. They're not there yet. Yeah, right now, and that's another thing that's interesting is you hear a lot of these, especially with this AI art. People talk a lot about the like ramifications of it, because what this is doing is it's taking reference photos to create other images, and so a
Right.
lot of artists are saying that their art style is being plagiarized by these AIs, because that's exactly what's happening. It's like an art student. Right now, it's taking in a lot of information and it's copying other stuff because it doesn't know how to do its own stuff. Like these AI, they cannot create original things; they can only create derivative things. And so,
Yes.
while this picture of Loab never existed before, the styles that were used to create that image exist somewhere, and it's copying that style.
But I will say, we've
generate
looked at during a quick break, we looked at some other Loab images, and it just seems like any woman is now called Loab.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Some of those images, I was like, oh, that's just a woman with long hair. So that's Loab.
I think it looks more. I think they look similar. I think there's definitely the possibility that it could generate women that don't look anything like Loab. I think most of those look Loab-like, at least.
Okay.
There's a Loab-like image.
Oof. Dude, I met this girl last weekend. She's a little Loabey.
Little Loab-like. I don't know. She just kind of feels like
She feels like she could murder my kids.
she feels like, I don't know, like she's not going to kill me.
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm fine.
She's not smart enough to kill me.
But my kids, she's not smart enough. I could outsmart her. But I'll tell you what, my kid.
My kid is not smarter than her.
Yeah. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? That got dark.
But yeah, I think right now what the AI is doing is it's derivative.
Sure.
It is taking what we do and then reassembling it essentially. So we're not in a spot. We're pretty far off from a spot where this is going to be able to create its own stuff and do its own stuff and be conscious of what it's doing.
Okay.
Like the Lambda. You remember Lambda?
No.
Hearing about that? I don't think we could do a full episode on it, so I'll just tell you. Remember that guy who quit Google, or got fired from Google because he said that their Lambda AI was sentient?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
He
not.
quit because he couldn't date a coworker. He's like, the AI is sentient and we're in love. I've given up my career at Google to marry this computer.
But yeah, I mean, the AI there, it was responding to an algorithm. It was a pretty complex algorithm, but still responding to an algorithm to give a response that looked like genuine emotion.
Sure.
But it's not. It's copying us, is all it's doing now. In theory, down the line, maybe it gets there. But right now, it's copying things that it has data on.
Sure.
And that's all this is. It's just copies. That or Satan is in the computers and he's did like some weird spell and is
Now you're getting it.
doing the stuff. So you better pray.
Do you pray?
Do you pray? Yeah. Yeah, that's. I watched a video of a computer science professor talking about how every time new technology comes out, there are some people who put a magical spin on it and act like something weird is happening. It's a time-tested thing throughout history.
Yeah, dude.
So-
I mean, when Apple CarPlay came out, people were driving around. They're like, my car's haunted, dude.
My car is the devil.
I heard a voice talking through the speakers, and you're like, yeah, dude, this is Bluetooth. You butt dialed your wife.
No, people don't understand what's going on. It's like early medicine. Those were sages and shamans, and they were doing magic. But it was
true.
It was pills without putting it in the pill capsule.
That's
what it really was.
Fair.
So, anyways, that's Loab. A lot of people are scared of her. You shouldn't be. But if you want to be, you could.
But I am. You shouldn't be. But yeah, well, I shouldn't. I'm a grown man who shouldn't be afraid of the dark. But here we are, Tim. You know, I'm glad we're doing this today and not, I don't have another gig until then I'm like staying the night over. I don't have another gig for like a couple weeks. So thank goodness.
I'll send you a picture of her when you get to your hotel.
Don't do
I'll
that.
actually call the hotel in ahead of time and I'll have
Put it on
put
the
a
TV.
fat head in there.
Oh my gosh. Dude, just cover the whole mirror. Jaron doesn't like mirrors. He wants this poster on the mirror.
I'll have them put in one of those double-sided mirrors so when the lights are on, you can't see her, but you turn the lights off and there she is through the mirror. You turn the lights on, she's gone.
That's not a funny bit. That's not funny.
That's a really good bit. I wish I didn't say anything about it.
That's not funny at
I
all.
wish I would have just done it.
That's not funny. The thing I'm most excited for about getting married is that maybe she can come with me to trips, like my little emotional support wife. You know what I'm saying? So she can travel with me, and then I don't have to sleep in hotels with myself anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is my emotional support wife.
She gets to fly free.
Companion pass. Yeah, you got to put her in the overhead though.
She's in a little carrying bag. This guy brought a dog on the plane. Oh, it's not a dog. It's my wife.
Which seats are you in? I'm in 10A. Okay, where is she going? Who?
Oh, I'm checking her.
It's AI generated.
I put the opposite of not having a mic, and there it is. Microphone, come. So, anyways, with the AI stuff, what's wild is this guy. He put it down the train, right? He'd been feeding image after image and then doing the negative things in Lambda, not Loab, not Lambda. Loab kept showing up. And OpenAI recently released a new update where you could do videos too. And so
you can make video from AI now?
Yeah. So he did one where
this whole episode is AI. We have to do an
and
AI
then here's
episode.
Loab. And so
Did Loab show up in his video?
What's crazy is
Do you have the video?
okay. There's no video. There's no video update. This is all a bit.
I know. I was trying to get there.
I hate that you. Anyways, the video happened.
Hey, thank you so much for watching that episode of Things I Learned Last Night. If you want to watch more episodes, you can do that here, or there's other highlights. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel. We release new episodes every single Tuesday, which means if you didn't like this episode and you're still here somehow, you can go back and watch many of the other ones we've done. And if you want to help us do more of those episodes, please consider joining us on Patreon, where if you're like, I just can't wait for another one, well, Patreon has next week's right now. So you can do all of that at tillin.com. Please subscribe. Thanks again for watching.